So we're starting this session with you boys on the road. You've left Krezk. You're loaded up with food. What I'm going to give you is 15 days worth of rations each with your cold weather gear on. You've got thick wolf furs, you've got the gloves, you've got everything that you're going to need for an expedition into the mountains, into the Mount Gakis. Bearing in mind it's going to be around minus 20, minus 30 degrees Celsius.
A bit chilly.
A little bit chilly, yeah. So, 5 of you are walking out of Krezk with Rillik having left the party. So that's Reman, Theodor, Damian, Valkyn, and Brungrik. The going is relatively easy to start off with. Anything this side of Barovia tends to be frosty and snow covered. You estimate the best you can figure out is it's going to take you the best part of 6 days, if not longer, to get to the Amber Temple. You know it's going to be rough. You know it's going to be arduous, but you've packed the best that you can. But even then, 6 days there, 6 days back, with 15 days ration each, you're cutting it fine. So you're probably going to have to forage and do a little bit of outdoorsmanship on the way. Is anyone skilled at survival, hunting, tracking, anything?
I used to be, but then you chucked his head off.
That was a different character.
I do have a +5 to survival.
Okay, so Brungrik. Well, it makes sense that Brungrik's been out and about. So what I'll do for this first part is most of your journey is it's all on foot. It's too treacherous even for ponies. You know, if you could find some man-sized mountain goats, you'd be in luck. Unfortunately, there's no such thing in Barovia. So by the end of the first day, as you start to camp, I'll let Brungrik have a survival check just to see if you can find extra food.
We're all right though in extreme weather. I can just pop up my Leoman's tiny hut and I can control the temperature inside it.
You can, but you can't feed everyone inside it, can you?
Well, no. So long as we plonk it on top of a herd of cows or something, we'll be all right.
So the first day, 15, while the going's relatively easy, I'll not take any rations off you. You manage to scrounge, forage enough to supplement the oats that you've got or whatever to make it a decent meal. As you travel south out of Krezk, well, it'll be travel east and then south up into the mountains. So you manage to get to the crossroads by midday of the first day. Second day, the going starts to get tough. It's a gradual incline, just like snow with forests all around. So you've got Leoman's tiny hut for camping, so we can scratch off the first day without an issue. The second day starts pretty rough. The incline gets steeper and the snow is heavier. By lunchtime, the incline is going to a point where you're going over a crest and it's now starting to snow quite heavily. And the crest of the hill passes into a valley and you can see the valley in front of you in between the snow drifts and the wind blowing off the west peak. It's going to be rough. It's going to be cold. So you carry on. You trudge through into the valley. There's no sunlight. It is bitterly cold already, and you're setting yourself up. You're not even in the mountains yet, and it's cold. So you continue south in just a valley of snow and ice as we get to the end of the second day, Sam, if you want to have another survival check.
Yeah, can I give myself some guidance before I do that?
Absolutely.
Perfect. So that's 1d4, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Okay.
+2 to whatever I rolled.
Ground frozen, fresh snow. There's no chance of finding anything edible. So that's definitely a day of rations off everyone. But you camp at the end of the second day, once again, with the thanks. With thanks to Reman and his Leoman's tiny hut. Third day.
Sorry, did we find additional rations?
First day you foraged enough food to not use any rations.
So sorry, on my character sheet I already have 10 days rations.
Yeah, just add another 5 to it.
Another 5 to that. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
I'll subtract 1.
Yeah. Third day is as tough, if not slightly tougher than the second day. The wind picks up. Towards the end of the day, you're going on another incline. As you travel south, it sweeps to the west, and then just as you can't push any further on the end of the third day. The track, I say track, you've been following it up very, very gently, and it sweeps round as you've been travelling southwest. It does a U-bend and then travels northeast. But right on the bend, right on the U-bend itself, a blizzard strikes, and it comes out of nowhere. There's no warning for it whatsoever. In front of you, as the road snakes round to your left, which is now the north, there's the cliff, sheer cliff going up of the side of Tsolenka Pass, going towards the mound that's nearest to you, and the other side is a sheer drop drifting down. So this is day 3. This is now survival check with disadvantage because of the blizzard, Sam.
Can I take guidance as well?
Yeah. That's an automatic, mate. You
yeah. I'd forgotten about it, and then so I'll do a survival check first, and then 1d4. It's 13.
Not quite enough. So that's another day's rations. The casting of Leoman's tiny hut this time, as Reman goes about his business, passing round. I'd like to think of it, Andy, unless you want to check. Well, you can tell me, in fact, mate. Are there any preparations as you go through your ritual for Leoman's tiny hut that you wanted to add for flavour? He's paused, hasn't he?
Oh,
he's there. Yeah. I just wondered if you wanted to add some flavour to your Leoman's tiny hut, or is there anything specific Reman does?
Well, when I create it,
yeah.
Well, at this point, I'm getting a bit, it's a bit sort of droll. There's nothing special about it. It's like pitching a tent up in a hurricane. I try and shelter myself from the elements and that while I'm muttering my words for, I think it's an hour or something. I think I've got 10 minutes, one of the two.
10 minutes.
So yeah, I'm sat there, just going through the motions, and I'm just creating this bubble now that we could just get in and keep warm.
Okay, so you've day 3 now. You're reliant on Leoman's tiny hut. It's just a slice of a strange slice of luxury away from the blizzard and the snow. You know how it works. You've been inside the hut several times. You know that Reman's he's perhaps 8 minutes into his ritual as he's going around setting up what he needs to do. as I'm going to ask Valkyn for a perception check, please. So, visibility's 5 feet, 10 feet, 10 feet at best, and then the blizzard. Mostly 5. It's just snow, pure walls of snow across. But as you're sort of sat there trying to keep warm, watching Reman going about his business, thinking, "Oh, get a move on! Come on!" You see a black figure, and to start off with, it's just looks like a mirage, a black figure in the distance, perhaps 20 feet away, and you squint, and then the snow drifts, and then as the snow clears, 10 feet away, and then Valkyn being Valkyn, your dagger's in hand. Lewis, what happens next?
You see a little tint of red, and Rillik is charging at Valkyn through the blizzard.
Motherfucker.
Sword drawn, anger in his eyes. Yeah. So, obviously, Valkyn, that's a pretty decent roll, isn't it, Dave? 18. So,
He's seen
I'm assuming Valkyn will be prepared to protect against that.
Sure. So what I said what he's seen is you've seen Rillik charging towards you from 10 feet. He's right on top of you. So the question would be, Mr. Johnson, it's only you that's noticed. What do you want to do?
He is going to call out to the group, saying, what did he say? He'll shout, the servant of the devil is approaching. Ready yourself. And they'll ready action.
Okay. So you prepared for the charge, ready to see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, back to you, Luke.
So as he's probably getting within a couple of feet of Valkyn, you hear this almighty roar. And you've heard this kind of roar before, especially from like a werewolf den. And out of nowhere, you see this huge figure, probably about 8 foot in height, lunge towards Rillik, growling, like roaring, and intercepts him. You've seen him before. You've seen this form before, and you know it's Barwolf. And he's pretty much like, as he's jumped down, he's caught the shit out of Rillik as he's roaring. He's completely caught Rillik off guard as well. And they're in an almost kind of lock. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, Valkyn's going to get in the scuffle. He's going to charge at Rillik, daggers in hand.
So you've all seen this now. You're all aware of what's happening. Question for what I'm going to throw. I'm going to throw it towards Mr. Miller first. You're 2 minutes away into the. So you've been casting your ritual for 8 minutes.
It takes 11, but
Yeah, okay, so you got 3 minutes left to cast.
If there's going to be I'm still concentrating on my spell on my ritual for the time being, but I'm aware of what's going on.
Okay.
In the sidelines.
Okay, so Valkyn's joining in with a tussle. What's everyone else doing?
Damian would move towards it. Essentially, with them all being a big tangle of bodies at the moment, I think Damian probably wouldn't like immediately jump in on the fight, but like would have his whip drawn ready to see what happens. He'd be too worried about like almost like cracking the wrong person.
Gotcha. Yes, and you're very wise to do that because it's very and with the blizzard as well, it's difficult to tell who has the upper hand and who's who, even though one of them's clearly sort of like a half wolf figure and the other one's a wooden construct. So what's Theodor doing while all this happens? Oh, are you on mute, Lars? No. I'll keep trying, Lars. As soon as we hear you, we'll tell you. But Sam, what's Brungrik doing then?
He'll probably at least delay for the first round because he won't be sure what's going on. He'll probably move towards, because if it's that bad, he'll probably move towards Valkyn yelling, servant of the devil, this heater. Then once he gets eyes on, he'll hold back because he'll be like, hang on, what's going on? You know what I mean? Unless I've missed something from the last session where Rillik has basically said, I'm going to go join Strahd, he won't be sure what's going on, so he'll just hold fire and observe for the first minute or two.
Yeah,
seconds.
Gotcha.
Seconds, I mean.
Yeah. No, nothing, Lars.
Try putting your finger in it and turning it around. It can hear me.
Advice for life. Well, I'll tell you. To be honest, I'll tell you the direction I was going anyway, Lars. We'll hopefully you'll sort it out. With these two figures circling each other, they are getting closer and closer to the edge of the cliff, and then as you track them, as you follow them, the blizzard strikes and everything's cut off, and you can't see a thing for a second. And then there's the two of them going backwards and forwards. You see Rillik preparing to cast some kind of enhancement on his weapon as he tries to push Barwolf back and draw his Morning Star. And there's a gap where Rillik has his back to the cliff with Barwolf right in front. Barwolf, if you don't mind me saying, Lou, looks like he's about to charge. Does anybody wish to step in or intercede?
No, sort of seeing. No, just seeing Rillik with his back to the cliff and Barwolf facing him. He's going to be charging, and then seeing obviously he's on the back foot here. He's not got the high ground as such, and he's just going to slow down to a walk and kind of see what happens.
Okay, what did you say, Sam?
I think he'd be shouting out to Rillik, what's going on or something like that.
So Rillik's gonna
something to that. Do you know what I mean? You know where I'm coming from.
Rillik, you can see now. Rillik is changed. Rillik isn't the Rillik that you remember. The first Rillik you met, the live flesh and blood Rillik, has just gone, and what you have now is this construct in Rillik's place, and the construct now, his visage is of a grimace of anger and these red pinpoint pupils, and you can see sort of almost like a pus, a greeny, oily pus out of his mouth as he's sort of salivating. He'll scream, "They killed Kira! They killed him!" And you can tell he's not the same. What was Damian doing?
I think Damian would still be kind of like, I mean, now Valkyn's safe, he'd probably be more ready to act, but at the same time, Damian's last encounter with Barwolf was him attacking or going to attack Valkyn. and Rillik saved him. So now the fact that they're going at odds is a bit like confusing to him, because it's a bit like, well, is Barwolf now going to attack us as well? So Damian would be on the just be prepared for either or, but as long as Valkyn saved for them, he'd be more ready to act. If
Okay.
that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Lars, I'm getting green flashes from you. It sounds. Can we hear you?
I think you can, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yay!
Thank goodness. I love technology. Love it.
Theo.
So, just very briefly, then, you've got these two again, Lars, because Theodor's relatively new to the whole situation. You've got this another confrontation in this party that you've just joined. This party that seems to be so fractious, and you now have what looks like a werewolf confronting the person that had turned out to that had walked away from the party. How would Theo be reacting to this?
Just walk away, dude.
Theo would again be sitting back like everyone else, kind of observing what's happening, just because obviously he is confused as to why this fight, there is a disagreement within the group. But yeah, I guess he'd just sit on the sidelines for a little bit and just watch to see how things are going to play out. But he also obviously is aware that there's a werewolf here, and he was a werewolf. Yeah, Theo's just gonna sit and think for a minute.
Okay. So, Lou, what's Barwolf doing?
So he's obviously he's just pinpoint at Rillik at the minute. Still snarling, growling. If you ever seen Underworlds, that kind of growling werewolf just roaring every now and again. And as he sees Rillik pretty much salivating with rage, and he's just focused on one thing: he wants Valkyn dead. He kind of sweeps him as he's bringing his mace down to try and get Barwolf to get out of the way to go for Valkyn. And he drops him off the edge of the cliff.
Okay.
Both feet, proper werewolf style, like boom. And then just looks down the cliff, just seeing the red eyes just disappearing and getting fainter and fainter.
Can I ask a question? Are werewolves classed as humanoid?
No, not no. They're monstrosities. It's a different classification. Just give me a perception check for Theodor, please, Lars. Okay. Yeah, with the blizzard, you're not picking up anything specific or distinct. You've spent a lot of time around werewolves, but there's nothing about this new figure that's in front of you as Barwolf throws or casts Rillik down from a mountain. That's biblical. So, storm is still around. You all take a moment. The completion of the spell, Leoman's tiny hut. After all of this has happened, go on, Andy.
Yeah, I was going to say how long have I got left, and who's in the area? Because if they're not in the area when it's created, they can't get back in.
Correct. So you're perhaps 30 seconds away from completion. And if you'll forgive me, Andy, what I'm going to do is Reman at this point will point out to everyone that the ritual is almost complete, if that's all right, dude. Yeah.
I'll shout to me, and hoping they hear it and do what they got to do.
Can I ask a question as well?
I take it they all know that they've got to be close to me and within the thing by now. They know that the sketch that if they're not in when it's up, they're staying out.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, the spell hold persons. Is that a case of suspending a person, or is it just literally paralyzed and they just slump like to the ground or fall?
It's paralysed, as if you've froze them in place.
So could I, in theory, cast that on Valkyn to stop him falling off the cliff?
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, on Rillik, as Rillik gets pushed off the cliff.
Rillik, sorry, yeah.
Well, if you were to cast it on Rillik, it doesn't suspend him in midair. It just freezes him, so it locks your muscles in place. So the short answer is no.
You'd be doing him a dirty, I think, Lars.
He'd just be falling like a stone, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would. So, the spell's about to go. The completion of the ritual for the Leoman's tiny hut for your sanctuary for the night is seconds away. You're, let's say, 10 feet away from Reman, where he's prepared it. It's a skip and a jump to it. What do you all want to do?
Dash towards.
Valkyn will sort of march up to the cliff and sort of peer over and see if you can see any sort of signs of life, any red eyes glowing through the mist. I'm guessing he can't. No. So he's gonna turn sort of shoulder to shoulder with Barwolf, and he'll kind of just shrug and say, the devil you know," and kind of tap him on the shoulder and then walk back to Leoman's tiny hut.
And Barwolf in like a growly werewolf thing is to, "You owe me a drink." That's the best werewolf voice I can do.
Like it
because you've heard so many.
Yeah.
You should have barked at the end.
Or licked your balls.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
No, we'll take that from Minato show.
It's too cold. He couldn't find them.
So you all get back into the hut in time for completion. So do we need introductions again then for Barwolf? What do you want to do?
I think like Barwolf for me personally is still kind of like outside the group, and he wants the group to kind of welcome him in the hut. He won't just walk in. So even though he's just pushed Rillik, and he's not going to go about telling his story on what he's been doing and what he's observed, it's a case of, if you want me in, you ask me to come in and you accept me come in the hut as like a trusted person. He won't just walk in. He's not like that.
Tell you what, dude, if you hadn't turned into a werewolf, I'd question if you were a vampire.
Yeah, good point.
I'll only come in if you invite me in.
Would Theodor know anything about you being a werewolf? Like, naturally?
Yeah. Well, the perception check was that you've just rolled, Lars, was just to see if you would pick up on this before. But now you're inside Leoman's tiny hut. So basically, you're in a magical spa. You've got whale music playing. You've got nice lighting, and it's a comfortable temperature inside this magical bubble that Reman can create for you. So you would know that it isn't a werewolf. This is something different. It's up to you whether Theodor has come across them before. Probably not, to be honest with you, because they're relatively rare. But Theodor is in control, complete control, from what you've seen of this this hybrid form. Are you all right shifting back at this point, Lou? Is there much point staying?
Yeah, fine, yeah.
Yeah. So as he sort of melts back, what does Theodor look like? What does Barwolf look like in his human form then?
Human form, he almost looks like a samurai, basically, but not your typical samurai. It's very black, dusky armour, and it's almost kind of got an unnatural smoke about it. He's got a face mask covering his mask. He's got slick black hair, and he's got bright red eyes. And yeah, It was like your typical Ghost of Toshiba kind of ninja look.
Okay, so you've seen him shift forms between two and remain in control of his hybrid form. So this is something different, something that you're aware of. And he seems to know everyone else, as everyone's going about the business getting comfortable.
I'm gonna say, was Theo not present with us when we were in the werewolf cave?
That's where you met. Oh, have you met?
That's where you met. Yeah.
Yeah, because Barwolf was there as well.
He
But I think
was, yeah.
Barwolf left us after we came back to
Yeah.
town because he went, and that's when Rillik came back as master of puppets.
Because
It's
we
now I
rescued
recall.
Niloren, Rillik, and
It was Alanonl,
Leowraith.
wasn't it?
Oh, it was
Alanonl.
Alanonl, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Leowraith
I've
rolling
not
down the road.
So I'm the only one that doesn't know him.
No, you would know him.
No, because I was in the cave because I was using Bat Damon, wasn't I?
Yeah.
You were, yeah. So you're all acquainted. So there's not much point going through introductions. You know, you've unless Barwolf's got a story to impart. Who knows?
yeah. Where have you been?
So when Barwolf left the village when Rillik turned up, he'd basically given up on a lot of you. He initially believed that all of your ideals aligned to his own, but he started to grow disillusioned, and that's when he left the party. And you'd all deviated from the path of honor, and he was really suspicious of Valkyn, especially with the return of Rillik and all that kind of stuff. He just thought, nah, this is it. But he decided to observe you all from a distance. So everything that you've been through since, he's watched you. He's witnessed the unfolding events in Vallaki. He's watched Kira be killed by Valkyn. And through this, he's noticed how you've all changed. He's noticed how some of you have kind of given into the darkness of it, and all your personalities have changed. And he's convinced that he can salvage you from the corruption of Barovia. So he's watched you ever since. And then when it's got to this point where he's had to shift into wolf form, keep an eye on you in the blizzards, and then he's seen Rillik appear, and he's thought that drow is a dick, but at least he's got his values, and that's when he's lunged in to protect. So almost like a flip on the
His
whole.
values are robbing everybody.
His values are robbing everybody, but at least Kira was a demon at the end of the day, and Barwolf is a monster hunter trying to purge the corruption.
As Valkyn said, better the devil you know. So,
I guess Damian would be like, well, your help on the hill on the cliff face is welcomed, but I don't want to see you pull another stunt like you did in Vallaki. And then he's kind of like walk off. I know it's obviously only a small thing, but he's going to go and sit to himself in another corner of the tent.
Barwolf will kind of like shake his head and turn and go, and you are the one they need to save the most.
Damn straight, Jake.
I've not done anything.
No, but he can see how you've changed. Like even like when he first joined you, he noticed a bit of a change, and you've got used to Barovia. You know it's a brutal, horrible place, and Rillik's also been here for a lot longer, and he feels like he can save you and try and get you back to your old self, but delusional maybe.
Damian's just going to sit there, and he's going to go and sit in the corner, and he's just going to
Sulk.
pretty much, yeah. He's going to polish his sword handle.
Really.
All right. I've not had that much to drink, Jake.
So this blizzard, now that it's set in, What I'm going to do, I'm potentially going to be a horrible, horrible human being. Sam, roll a d8 for me, please.
Hey, you be a horrible
Oh,
human being.
Standard.
I mean, we've been playing this for what, 2
This
years?
No, hold on. This is the dice bit. Right. The blizzard lasts for 5 days. Could have been worse.
Of rations.
Yeah.
Now that I'm
There's-
here, Dave, can I assist with survival checks?
You can. It is going to be disadvantage.
What's your survival check, Luke?
I have advantage on survival checks, so it's just going to normal it out.
Sure.
What's your plus?
3.
I'll give you some guidance.
So we'll have 5 rolls. Just bang them out one at a time.
5 survivals, yeah?
Yeah. Your DC's 15. So if you roll 10, if you roll 11 or less, it's a day where you can't find anything.
Just quickly, Dave, I can't see this picture of the approach, but I can see it on the stream.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to see anything yet on your
Well,
map
that's
tools,
funny
mate,
on the
not
third.
just for now.
Cool.
Oh,
Am
you
I
know what?
cheating? I've cheated the story.
No, you're all right. Well, you know it's there. I'll give it to you because I'll read it to you in a minute anyway.
So I failed
Okay.
2, and I got a natural 20, and then 2 passes.
That's pretty good going. So for the natural 20, I'll give you 2 days worth. So you've actually managed to get 4 days worth of foraging from Barwolf and Brungrik going out foraging. I mean, for that, if it's 4 days worth, we'll say that you take down a deer and you're able to do everything that you need, as well as nuts and berries and all the rest of it. That's could be a lot worse. That could have been.
Basically back up to 15 rations, because we were on 15 initially when we went down 4 over the 3 days, and then 1 here. Is that right?
We've been trapped here for 5 days.
Oh,
in
sorry.
the storm. So it's so you're
11
down by
left.
2.
So 13 altogether.
Yeah, which is not bad
That's really
going. Which is pretty good going. So on the 6th day of as the storm clears, I say the storm clears. It's only clearing enough so you're happy to press on. I'm going to push forwards another 2 days. So just give me 2 more rolls. Blue, same deal. If you get less than 11, it'll be a day of rations. Yeah, so 12 rations.
Oh, that was it literally hit the corner of my screen and then went nope and rolled back.
Oh,
would have been 18
dndbeyond for
otherwise.
that. Yeah. So that's down to 11 rations. So this is the end of. Well, we'll do it in terms of rations. As you've set out at the start of this day, after an hour or so, you notice a shelf of rock on which the mountain road clings. The shelf of rock. Let me start again. The shelf of rock on which the mountain road clings grows narrow. To your left, the icy cliffs rise sharply towards dark, rolling clouds. To your right, the ground falls away into a sea of fog. Ahead, through the wind and snow, you see a high wall of black stone lined with spikes and topped with statues of demonic vultures with horned heads. Set in the centre of the wall is a closed iron portcullis, behind which burns a curtain of green flame. Let me give you the image if you haven't already got it. So, mountain goes all the way up to your left and drops all the way down to your right with this fortification in front of you, and it's black, solid, ancient stone. The portcullis and the green fire beyond it. Beyond that, there is a guard tower, but that is mostly crumbled, and you can tell from this distance it's not been manned or seen any use or wear for decades. The wind is howling, the snow is pouring in. What do you want to do?
That green flame, is the green flame there as well? Sorry. That you can
Yes,
see behind the
it's
gate.
behind the portcullis, yeah.
Could I have an Arcana check and see if I can figure out what it is?
That would be, if you want to.
Yeah. Being a green flame.
Green flame.
17.
17. With a 17, you would imagine that this green flame it's of a defensive use. 17 is pretty good, but you would imagine with a 17 that it's originally part of the defense of this pass. As to why it's green, you're not entirely sure. But it looks like the defences have been twisted with a Barovian flavour.
Barwolf will tell the group this. They say, that flame is unnatural. He says it's twisted.
Can I have a look to see if I can work out what it is?
Yeah, sure. You can have an Arcana check as well. So with Barwolf's information, do you want Theodor to have an Arcana check as well?
He can, but he's not got any positive in the Arcana.
Okay, don't worry.
Damian does though, so I don't know whether Damian could assist, because whether that be investigation check or Arcana.
I didn't do much better. I got a 10.
Yeah. So who else would probably know? I mean, you can all have a check. You're all sort of. With Valkyn being a drow, you've been around this kind of thing for. Okay, yeah, it's probably Valkyn that's.
We all have rolled off shit.
Yeah. Well, similarly, I don't know if you could do anything about it. Valkyn, with you, and you're sort of discussing this green flame, which obviously, Barwolf's told you is unnatural. Valkyn will be able to tell you that it's likely that being able to dispel the magic would help.
Oh, what? Open the gate? Oh.
Pass through the green flame. So, where are we at this point? Are we from the vantage point of the picture, or what are you doing?
I imagine we've walked up to it from the front here, type thing.
Okay.
I'm having a
So,
nosy.
as you approach within 10 feet, what we'll do then is all of your Arcana checks are as you're sort of getting closer, and you're doing that thing where you're in a bit of a huddle, and then one of you moves a bit closer, and then the rest of you, and eventually you get within about 10 feet of the portcullis, and the portcullis, there's a clink, and then there's a screech of metal on stone as the portcullis rises up, and as it gets to the top, you hear another click, and then you hear a tick, tick.
Does anyone have detect magic?
Tick.
Yeah, I've got detect magic. I think I did have.
For some reason, I don't.
I don't have it.
I do as well, if it needs be.
Oh no, I've got dispel magic.
I can cast detect magic.
Oh yes, no, I have got detect magic as a ritual.
Yeah, I don't think we've got time for a ritual.
No, it takes you 10 minutes.
Could Theodor maybe send Mage Hand through just in case, and if it crushes the Mage Hand, then we know not to go through.
Sure, yeah. So as you conjure your mage hand, instead of the mage hand that you've been used to since a boy, you get this skeletal hand in Barovia. But as it travels through, the flame just destroys it. Completely engulfs it. And there's this tick. After about 30 seconds, maybe a bit longer, who knows, the portcullis with this ticking goes chunk. and drops ever so slightly, and then it continues to tick.
I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic as a level 4 spell. Hopefully
Okay.
that will do the deed.
So as Reman completes the casting of Dispel Magic, the green flame from the ground upwards sort of creates a portal, an opening to the other side.
Reman's just going to run through.
Yeah, Theodor's also going to just say, well, chaps, I think we know exactly what's going to happen here. And then he's just going to follow him straight through.
As I go through, the rest can hear, "Fly, you fool."
Nice.
And then a giant whip
is that the first quote of the night? Yeah, so you all manage to get through. It's as Reman passes. Reman sort of basically does a sort of Scooby-Doo straight through as the clicking still carries on, but Reman goes through unhurt, and the rest of you pass through. Regardless of where you are the other side, about a minute later, the green flame whoosh carries on, and the portcullis thunk shoots to the ground, but you are all safely on the other side. The road now, with the cliff to the mountain to your left and the sheer drop to your right, carries on north. Eventually, the snowy pass comes to a gorge spanned by a stone bridge. At each end of the bridge is a 30-foot tall, 30-foot wide stone arch. Atop each one are 2 statues of armoured knights on horseback with lances, charging towards one another. The wind bites and howls like wolves as it passes through the gorge. So, road snaking round ever so slightly, mountain one side, cliff the other. In front of you is this massive, it's like a sort of smaller version of the Arc de Triomphe. So you've got 2 pillars, arch over the top, and beyond that there's a bridge that's spanning a sheer drop into a gorge.
Can I have a look at the figures and see if it's like kind of there's any as to who they might be?
Sure, yeah. You can have a history check if you wish.
That's 22.
22 is really good. These are old, with the black stone work of the portcullis itself and the gate that you've passed through. These are hundreds and hundreds of years old, possibly predating Strahd.
Come on.
22. I mean, can I give you any more than that? I mean, they're old and crumbling. I mean, yeah, it's.
Are they made of amber?
No.
Honestly, thought you just said that they made of mamba.
I thought you said he made a amber.
I guess
No,
Damian would have a while he's like having a look up and to see kind of try and figure out who the statues might resemble. He'd probably have a little wander towards the bridge and kind of like maybe be looking at it for its integrity as well. So like he'd almost like once he's finished doing his like bit of history check on it, he's going to be looking at the bridge to see what the bridge integrity is like.
Okay.
We've got any cracks or anything, or any blood or anything like that, as if somebody's already tried to go across it and been fucked.
Nice. You can have a survival check just to see, and this will be it's a normal advantage for you, isn't it, for survival? I was looking at your character sheet. There's so many A's next to lots of your abilities.
Oh, that was shit.
Yeah, don't you get advantage, eh?
Yes, I don't know why I did that. I'll just roll again, shall I?
Guidance.
With the guidance, apparently.
I thought it did it automatically.
No, dude, you have to. You still have to tell it.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'll roll it again just to add on top if that's okay.
Found. 12. Okay. No. The short answer is with the weather that you've seen. There's no tracks. There's no blood. There's nothing. You can't smell, see, or hear anything untoward. As Damian starts to approach, The snow clears ever so slightly as Damian goes slightly ahead. I'm going to give this to all of you as you kind of see it at the same time. The low walls that enclose the stone bridge, so either side of the stone bridge, have fallen away in a couple of places. Excuse me. The bridge appears intact. A black cloaked rider on a charcoal-coloured horse guards the middle of the bridge. What do you want to do? Oh, the other thing that you notice is as you're moving forward, these two pillars, this stone arch seems to have a little entryway, as if if you visit old castles, old fortifications, not like a murder hole type thing, just like a little narrow passage. It's completely solid inside, but both sides there's this little narrow passage, and then the bridge extends with these two crumbled bits from the low stone wall with a black-clad rider in the centre.
Does the black-clad rider look any resemblance of the horsemen that are above the the crumbling statues?
No, the statues are mounted knights, lances, shining armour. This is a black, sort of like a trench cloak flapping in the breeze, a cloak flapping in the breeze.
I think Damian would shout out across the bridge and we say, "You block the path ahead."
No response. Nothing moves, just the shifting of the cloak.
I think Damian would be on guard. He would draw get the blood whip ready, and he'd kind of pass the information back to everyone else that there's a shadowy figure on the bridge. I think we should be prepared, but I think he's going to continue to almost like step onto the bridge with caution.
Theodor would step forward and he'd try and intimidate the shadowy figure in front of him. So he'd use quite like his old regal voice, which, because everyone's seen Theodor at the moment as a bit of a blundering idiot, but that's more just because he doesn't know what's going on, because he's just come out of being a werewolf for a long time. But he was obviously a nobleman before. So we'd use quite like an intimidating voice and shout ahead like, "Move out our way, peasant. We need to pass."
he's led with a peasant. Right, roll your intimidation. Let's see.
I got +8 on this, so let's hope it's something good.
16. Nothing. You've not phased it. Nothing happens. Just the wind still biting as the snow drifts and the cloak billowing.
Theodor at that point would walk back and stand behind Damian, just looking a bit embarrassed.
So, Damian's, you're moving ahead?
Yeah, so I think as Damian would do it, I think he'd take the blood whip out, almost, like if the bridge is going to give way, like he's almost like potentially going to try and utilise it to try and grab onto something Indiana Jones style. But I think he's almost like got the whip in like his left hand behind him, or actually in his right hand, but he's almost going to be like sidestepping forward, almost like feeling for the ground in the stonework to see if it's going to crumble underneath his feet.
Gotcha. The stonework itself seems pretty solid. You can tell the stone isn't going to crumble under your feet. What's everyone else doing as you see Damian?
Theodor would just be following very closely behind, staff at the ready.
How far away is the figure there?
That's a good question, though. The bridge itself is sort of 80 feet across, so it's a good. The figure would be about 30 feet in front of you.
Okay. And there's no obvious
So he's this side of halfway.
Oh, sorry, Lou. What do you say?
There's no obvious traps or mechanisms we can see.
Nothing obvious. You can roll perception. Sorry, Andy. What was that?
I was going to say, so he's like this our side of halfway on the bridge.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The expanse of the bridge, the bridge that's over the gorge is about 70, 60 feet, let's say. So almost in the centre. Okay. And the just remind me of the advantages for smell and
Hearing, I think.
Hearing and smell, yeah.
okay. In terms of looking either side for traps for anything that's going to jump out and you know there's similarly with your survival check just to see if there's any tracks or anything like that. There's nothing appears suspicious.
I think Barwolf could probably fire a warning shot. You know,
okay. Yeah, wicked. I just want to rewind ever so slightly. Jake's moving forwards gingerly. Theodor's on his 6. You don't get to say that very often. Where's Reman positioning himself?
Reman is still on the side, on our side of the bridge. He's not committed to anything at the moment. He's just like he's like, Theo, you bumbling idiot. You got Damian going across, and he's just sort of seeing what's going on. He's at the ready, but he's not committed to anything.
So Barwolf, while you if you're going to fire a warning shot, where are you going to be stood?
Almost towards the back, because I mean I've got decent range with my bow anyway. I've got 150 feet, so
wicked. And the visibility isn't too bad. There's snow, but you can certainly see the other side, so you can see 30 feet. So, Mr. Johnson, where's Valkyn going to stand?
He's going to sort of stand. Who's at the front? Sorry,
Damian.
So he's going to stand firm with Damian. He's going to kind of cast Divine Sense to try and discern friend from foe with this chap.
You can. I'll be right back with you. Where's Brungrik going?
On the edge of the bridge. He's gonna bring up the rear.
Bring up the rear. Okay. So in terms of the divine sense, you get nothing. You get no ping whatsoever from this thing. So not undead, fiend, celestial. Can I have? Not for you, Lou. You've already rolled yours. I'm going to count yours. Actually, no. I'm going to ask you to roll another perception check. Everyone roll a perception check. You do yours with advantage, Lou.
24.
Okay.
Wow, big.
13.
23.
16.
13.
Okay. 6. Right. Damian, Theodor, and Brungrik. So Damian at the front, Theodor just behind, and Brungrik bringing up the rear. As you're doing all of this, edging forwards, you just in the background you hear this whistling noise. It just starts out really innocuous. It's one of those that you think, oh, my ear's buzzing, but it gets louder. And then, so the same three, Damian, Theodor, and Brungrik, you see something as this whistling doesn't take shape necessarily, but you can figure out that it's descending, and it passes into the gorge, and then you hear a boom. And I'm going to take it as I've just rolled stealth, but I'm going to add a little bit of flavour. As this boom happens, you hear and rising up from the gorge is what starts out as a green glow. And it's the green glow inside a draconic skeletal head with the skeletal wings flapping as it rises. Damian, Theodor, and Brungrik, when I give you the map, you're going to get an opportunity to not be so you're not surprised by this. However, everyone else. Everyone else is. As this green skeletal skull rises, you can see that now the neck of the spinal column going to this form that's as big as a small house rising up, and it screams, and it will say, "Kill me! Kill me!" Let's roll initiative.
Went
The
with
very
death metal there, Steve.
pessimistic look on life, isn't it?
It did say. Did you say it
my-
wants to die?
Just kill me.
Sounded like it. Oh, Theodor's not ready to kill anybody.
My selected window in map tools isn't working, Dave. I've rolled it in D&D. It's an 18.
Gotcha.
Brungrik is on it.
I've not got
Yeah,
control of
Brungrick's
my
ready for a
character the other
fight.
day. Sorry.
No,
Okay,
Can't
I'll
click
be
on
with you
it.
in a second. Let's initiative.
Brungrick's ready for a fight, but he's right at the back. And Theodor's at the front, thinking he's the hard guy.
He was at the rear keeping an eye on everything, mate.
Yeah.
It always gets a giggle no matter how you say it, doesn't it? Just seeing
just
Theodor
keep-
just strutting forward.
Just keep Barwolf still for a second, Lou, while I save it again. Okay, so the other thing that I'll need to know from you is, where did you want Irina to stand?
Oh yeah, shucks! I forgot we brought her up the hill with us. Get her to take refuge in the almost like the portcullis type bit,
What? Just peg it back.
like the
Okay, gotcha.
like right
Okay.
inside one of the. Right.
Let me just roll a perception check for her as well, because I forgot to stick her on.
Yeah, we don't want to dead, do we? So let's put somewhere relatively safe.
Yeah, so she can act as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick her in the corner of there. So you can start. We know where you all are. So Damian, you're approaching. You just started to get onto the fellow lads. Yeah, Theo, you're fine there. Everyone else, stick yourself where you need to be.
So I'm one step behind you.
Right. Yeah, nice try, Mr. Johnson. I believe you were neck and neck with Damian.
Turn out
As
10
soon as he
for
starts
effort,
seeing that, as soon as he starts seeing that green floating, he's just like, "Oh, actually, I was 200 yards back."
See, I heard we were crossing an old stone bridge, and I was like, I'll just stay over here for now. I'll make sure someone gets across first.
Right. Have you got control now, Luke? Can you?
No.
Okay. Just make sure.
There we go.
You got it? Yeah.
And there's me. There we go.
Okay. That's where you stood? Yep.
No, now I can move my character.
Cool.
I'll at the back anyway.
Sound. So, in terms of who can go first, then? So, Brungrik, you're not surprised by this. What do you want to do?
And he said, "Kill me."
Yeah, it sounds clearly insane, whatever it is.
Okay. Can I identify what the green glow is? Like what's clearly sustaining him as a...
Yeah, if you're gonna, because you have the advantage of you've spotted him, especially with a 23. You've spotted him dive down, and you're thinking, "Wait a minute, what's that?"
Yeah.
And your mind's racing. You can see that this is a skeletal form of a dragon, but you can also see that it has the basic structure and the bits that are clinging to it. You would recognise this as a silver dragon. an undead animated silver dragon. The green glow appears to be similar to, you've come across it once before in Yester Hill. There was a green glow inside the Wicker Man.
Okay.
And the druids of Yester Hill were trying to animate.
Summon it forward. Yeah.
Yep.
So will I recognise the spell that's animated the corpse?
Yeah, this seems to be. You can actually see it with a 23. You could see fused, and part of this creature's chest is this green gem. But with a 23, you can also see that you're not going to remove it.
I can't dispel magic either, can I? Because I bet that's a wondrous item of some type. And we don't want to be destroying. Hang on. Therefore, would it be logical to assume this is where the other gem went that went missing?
Your recollection of the gems of the winery, there were 3.
Yeah.
One was
And they only
stolen.
had one left.
Yeah, one was stolen years ago.
Yeah.
One was relatively recently stolen by a hag that you sort of identified ended up in the ruins of Beres that you've not been to yet. And the last one you got from Yester Hill.
Okay. And this is a silver dragon, and the only silver dragon we've heard of is to do with the Knights of Argynvost Holt.
Yep.
If I'm correct.
Correct.
It
And
sounds
if I'm
like a really good idea to
right,
carry out the campaign
they
if you could.
believe the body was in Strahd cellar dungeons.
Potentially.
Okay. Okay. And the knights asked us to bring a part of him back.
Correct. They asked you to return his skull.
His skull.
Yep.
Okay. Christ, I dug up some information then, didn't I, from my brain somewhere.
Well done,
Yeah,
Sam.
I'll say.
It makes all my homework worthwhile. Thanks very much.
Do you see? I just had to take a minute just to connect all the dots in a line there.
Yeah, well, that's
Potentially-
fine.
Go on, sorry,
Cool.
mate.
No, you.
So potentially, what we're dealing with is the gem that went missing years ago that somebody, probably Strahd, has used to bring back the Argynvost Holt dragon as an undead dragon to do his bidding, which is why he wants to die. Does anyone agree or
It would
disagree?
it'd be the Argynvost, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
We could say one thing. Could be aliens.
So I've got a feeling dispel magic probably isn't going to work, because that's what I was going to go with. So from where I am, he's just going to shoot out a sacred flame for now, and shout out to the rest of the guys. We need to get him to land on the bridge or on the ground so we can save the gem, and his skull, it might be useful. So I need a deck save. 16, please, Dave.
17.
It's a fucking dragon. Yeah. No worries.
Off to a good start.
Yep. And then I'm going to step back and behind the tower, trying to coax him, sort of with what I've just said, trying to coax him towards us onto the ground.
Sure. Is that turn?
Yeah.
Okay, that takes us to who else didn't skip. So Theodor's last. So it's Argynvost's turn next.
Oh,
Let me just double check
confirms
this.
it then, doesn't it?
I got a
Yep.
24 on my perception, but he goes before me.
Yeah, because he rolled higher. So I'm going to need. What he's going to do. Let's write some of this down to make sure I'm doing it correctly. So he's going to fly up and across 10 feet. So he's been 10 so far. I need Damian, Valkyn, Theodor, and Barwolf to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
I'm so fucking glad I moved.
Oh,
13.
shit.
I've done a Constitution check. Sorry.
Can I? I'm going to add one of my combats. I'm going to add one of my superiority dice to
19.
this, I think, because I can add the D8 to.
Okay.
As long as I don't know what the outcome is, which I don't. Add a combat superiority dice to it. Which was also dog shit. I think that's
so what
12.
you see. Okay. Okay. So what you see as this form flaps and it's screaming to you now is, kill this unholy form, kill me. As it flies onto the bridge and it breathes, takes this big inhalation, and this cone of ice and frost cascades over you all that have just made a saving throw. Theodor is the only one to pass. You all take 55 points of frost damage, with the exception of Theodor, who takes 27.
Wow.
Jeez.
Eey.
Yeah. What was the path?
Theodor was just only trying to intimidate somebody.
Hold up. What did you roll? You rolled 19.
Yeah.
I beg your pardon.
My bad.
You also take 55 points of damage. The
God.
That's not very
creature
good for Theodor.
the creature is now it will say, no, what? No, no, and it flies beneath the bridge. And then as it flies beneath the bridge, you hear as it's holding on to the underside of the bridge. That now is Damian's turn. So I'm going to take it so it's no longer visible from your vantage point. I'll keep it visible to you so you can still see where it's latched onto the bridge.
So how deep is the bridge? That's the question.
The gorge is
No, in terms of about the actual depth of the brickwork.
The brickwork it's solid. So the walls here are about 2 feet thick. The bridge itself is possibly to start off with, it's 10 feet thick, and then it narrows to 5 feet.
Okay, so more in the
You're
centre
actually
part.
going to
of it,
Indiana Jones.
I wasn't going to Indiana Jones it. That's too much like shit. But so can we see whereabouts on the bridge he actually like clunked underneath?
You could see where it flew down as this frost engulfed you. Your vision was clouded, but you're aware of where it's clasped underneath, and it's underneath here.
So in terms of if Damian was to move to here, that's 20 feet of his movement there.
Yeah.
And leant over the bridge. Would he be at, or even like looked through this little, this little crack here?
Yeah. You can
he see any of Arghenpost?
You can, yeah. You can see. I would probably have his sort of tail end that side.
Okay, so Damian would see a point where he could hit, so he would go for a whip strike against him.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Fucking that one. Jesus Christ, that's the second that one I've had today. So that's going to be a miss.
Yep.
And then I would go for another attack against it.
Okay.
That's a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Lovely. So he's going to put a combat superiority dice on this as well. So that's 5 points of damage on top of. So that's 18 points of slashing damage. And he's going to use his bonus action to potentially do second wind.
Sure.
Because he took quite a hefty hit there. So that is, I can add 1d10 plus 5 HP.
Okay. Just getting a bit of a nasal backlash from you there, Lars.
Sorry, mate.
So that's
I think it's
9
actually
hit
my fan down
points.
here.
And
Always
might,
moaning at you for your nostrils. Yeah, sorry, Jake.
I'm going to action
quite big.
surge as well and make
Okay.
another 2 attacks.
Sure.
That's 13 to hit.
13 misses.
That's a 26 to hit.
Yeah.
So he's going to use. That's 12 points of damage.
Okay.
And then after that kind of mean attack that he's just faced, he's going to run back his 20 feet to here. Just let me double check my movement. I think it's only 40 though. Yeah, it is only 40 feet of movement, and I've used my bonus action, so I can't get. Yeah, lovely. That's me done.
Okay. So the only other person that wasn't surprised is Theodor. What do you want to do, Lars?
Well, considering he took such a bad hit then.
Theodor. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
Just because I wasn't surprised by it.
No, I was looking at Barwolf because he had a 21, but then I saw he did another one. Yeah, it's all right.
Can I just cast Healing Word on myself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to do that because I got pretty battered there. Oh.
Okay. 4th level healing word. 18 hit points back. So that's your bonus action.
Heal that. And I can't see it, can I, unless I go near where Damian is. So Theodor's just going to step back for a second.
Okay. Seems fair
to
to
where
me.
our arena is.
Yep. Okay. So now we're at the top of initiative order. Round 1. Brungrik.
I have a plan. I need him on top of the bridge for it to work, I think. Who looks the worst? I appreciate you all took a shit ton of damage, but who's like in the worst place?
Roll call.
I'm 21 out of 58.
Yeah. I'm all right at 44 at the minute.
Okay.
I'll be all
What you
right.
on, Jake?
31 of
How many hit
77.
points you got, Johnson?
I'm looking pretty bad at 9.
Oh shit!
Yeah, before that healing, I was
Yeah.
knocked down to 3, mate.
It was
Right.
a poor damage roll from me as well, is all I'll say to you.
Okay. So I'm gonna reiterate, we need to get him on top of the bridge so we can get to him. How close have I got to be? Oh shit.
So just to remind you, he's clung underneath the bridge.
Yeah. So I'm going to
Yep.
run up to Valkyn.
Yep.
I'm going to cast at the 3rd level Cure Wounds.
Okay.
For 17 points of healing. So I've used 5, 10, 15. Oh, how far can I move? Oh. Yeah, 25. Thought so. Oh, shit. I've double stacked us. Tart, thank you. So I was there. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Okay.
And then I'm going to end my turn there.
Yep.
But again, he's shouting, we need to get him down on the ground, on the bridge preferably. Because I have a plan.
Okay. Mr. Miller, Reman's turn.
So, a couple of questions. I haven't seen this dragon yet, have I?
Yes, you're aware of it, but what we'll say is you were in a state of sort of shock, thinking, "What the fuck is this thing?" When it acted first turn, you know what it is, you know where it is, you know everything you already know as a player.
But now I've seen everything that's gone on. Am I aware of? I've forgotten and that. Am I aware of what this gem and that is?
Yeah.
And the relevance and the significance of it all.
Yeah.
So I know that we've got to get that gem, and that's gonna stop this dragon from doing what it wants to do. And
well, no, because what you've seen is this gem is fused to part of this creature now. So the only way to separate it from this resurrected form is to destroy it.
Okay. Because Reman has got a crazy ass plan. he's thinking that this dragon is kicking everyone's ass. It's hanging underneath the bridge. He can't see any way of this dragon coming up. So he's almost going to throw a Hail Mary to try and stop this dragon. So what he intends to do is he's going to run along the bridge.
Yeah.
Dive over the side.
Okay.
So that he can see where the dragon is. He's going to use Blessing of the Raven Queen to teleport himself from a plummeting mess and potential jello on the floor onto the dragon.
Yeah.
Where he's then going to attempt to destroy this gem, or and end this dragon with some sort of effect.
Okay. Interesting. So okay.
It's not normally the wizard that does this shit.
All you would be aware of as everything that you've seen with this gem being fused to it, it's inside its rib cage. This is the rib cage of a creature that's about the size of a blue whale. To get to this specific point with this moving creature, it's possible, but you're going to have to destroy the whole creature to get to it. Now, you can do this, and you can cling on to it relatively simply with your Blessing of the Raven Clarine as you bamf onto it, because you could be right next to it.
Yeah.
But whether you can cling onto it and still do damage is another issue. But if you want to try that, mate, I'm not going to discourage you from this, because that sounds awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a go.
Okay, so first thing I'm going to ask you to do then is to make an... In fact, I'm not. I'm gonna give it you for free. So you all see. I'm just gonna do some movement for you. So 5, 10, 15, and you're plunging down.
Yeah.
As you disappear and reappear, you bamf onto this creature's back. Whereabouts? Because you can pinpoint it on its anatomy. Where did you want to be?
If he's hanging upside down,
yeah,
by his claws, so his belly's facing the bottom of the bridge, and that almost like hanging on like that, then I'm gonna teleport myself in between his legs and the bridge and that onto his chest.
Okay, so you're there. You've got you're between the bridge and it.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that an action or a bonus action to do that?
So it's a bonus action for the teleport.
Okay.
So it's
you've got
movement and action.
Yeah.
And then I am going to wrong thing. I am going to use fourth level vampiric touch.
Okay. Which I believe you have to. It's a concentration spell, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
And then you make an attack roll with it straight away.
So yeah, the touch of the Shadow Reef hand can siphon life force from others to heal your wounds. Make a melee attack against a creature within your reach. On a hit, the target takes 3d6 necrotic damage, and you regain hit points you could. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. I thought it did something else. But I've declared it. We'll go with that.
Are you sure, mate? Yeah. Okay. So make your attack then.
26.
Hits. Okay, and it was 4th level, so whatever it scales up to at 4th level for your damage.
16.
16. Okay, so as you connect with this, you're basically holding on to its rib cage. As you feel this necrotic force pass from you, and you're used to receiving the jolt back. It, by its undead nature, you're not doing full necrotic damage to it. It seems resistant to the necrotic damage.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case.
Okay, but you're clinging to it, yeah?
I'm riding the Bronco.
Okay. Now what it's going to do is it's going to use one of its legendary actions now that you're attached to it, and from behind you, its tail snakes from underneath it and tries to pierce you. And it rolls 31 to hit you with its tail.
I'm gonna. Can I roll? I can roll reaction. Can I roll a shield?
Shield takes your AC to what?
It's a +5, dude. There's no way you're going to make 31.
What do I need? Yeah.
You'd need 32, wouldn't you, to block it?
Yeah, it's a hit. It's a hit, yeah.
So that's 19 points of bludgeoning damage as this blunted skeletal tail punches you aside. For now, you're still holding on. Barwolf, you've seen Reman plunge off, and then bamf. You know what he's doing. You're aware of the blessing of the Raven Queen, and you've seen him disappear and reappear on this dragon. What does Barwolf do?
Where do I need to be? See him, this dragon.
He's clinging underneath the bridge. If from your position here,
yeah,
if you look over the side, you can see parts of him moving backwards and forwards,
which is fine. that's fine to me because I'm thinking of more of a ranged attack when I've got sharpshooter to feet center, so I can see things behind cover.
So he hasn't got from you. He hasn't got any cover.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I think what we'll do then, I'll go to there, and I am almost leaning over the bridge, seeing it. Right. Let's try and think methodically. So I'm going to bonus action Crimson Right.
Okay.
So I've got a 1d6. Oh, you bastard. I take 6 points of damage.
Yeah.
However, I've now got fire, so magical fire on my bow. So for every attack that I do now, I get to roll, I think it's a d6 on top of everything that I do hit-wise. So I am going to... Yeah, I'm gonna try and hit him with my longbow.
Okay, roll to hit.
12.
First shot misses.
I'm gonna cast, because I'm clinging on for dear life. I'm gonna cast Silvery Barbs to give him a bit of a.
That's yeah. You should have done that when it hit you, mate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of that.
I'm gonna have another go with the bow. Oh, hang on. Oh, you know what I've done wrong?
Go on.
I've got Bloodseeker arrows. I should have rolled that with initiative.
With advantage.
Yeah, with advantage. Sorry. It's not got all its hit points, has it? So I get advantage on an attack.
You have. What next arrow then? So you can sort of choose a blood-seeking arrow now.
So I'll Bloodseeker arrow now. Then, so I roll this one with advantage.
Yeah.
24.
24 hits.
Okay, so that's 14 plus 1d6 fire damage. So that's 19.
17.
17, sorry. I can't get the shit.
Yeah, no, it's all right, mate. You're fighting a dragon. I'm quite happy with this stuff.
I'm also going to do. I'm going to what's it called? Action surge.
Go for it.
So I'm going to action surge. However, I'm going to announce this now because my sharpshooter feat. I'm going to take a -5 on my hit chance, but still use a Bloodseeker arrow to get advantage.
Yep.
So that's 18.
18 misses.
Balls. That'd have been Gucci.
Yeah, he only just, for future reference, manages to snake out of the way as he feels it coming.
Okay. Cool.
You do get another shot, though, because Action Surge gives you another full round of actions.
Does it?
Yep.
Gives you a full round of attack, so if you get extra attack, you get to take an extra 2 attacks.
Well, I'll do it again then, and I'll announce it again. I'll take a -5 with the sharpshooter. Come on, hit you bastard. Oh, you motherfucker.
Okay, so to finish your turn.
Yeah, hang on, let me just take those arrows off while I remember. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Just three blood seekers and one normal,
yeah. I'll step back if that's cool. Can I get into this little room? Yeah,
you can, mate. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so at the end of your turn, it's going to use another of its legendary actions to swing its tail towards Reman.
Silvery Barbs.
Yeah, I'm going to use my Silvery Barbs now.
Well, it only rolls a 22 to hit you this time, mate. Can you shield that one?
No.
Okay, Silvery Barbs. Do you have to see the person that you're putting the silvery barbs on?
You imagine distract the triggering creature and turn its momentary uncertainty into enchantment. Yeah, you could. So I've got to be able to see it.
Yeah,
It's
so
got
you
to be
can only
within
do it
range.
on yourself. You can give yourself the silvery barbs, so give yourself advantage on something.
Yeah.
This second attack after silvery barbs is 31 to hit. That's another 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Johnson, Valkyn's turn.
Okay, so Valkyn's going to move
Is Reman dead yet?
to.
Really?
Did you say 14, Dave? Sorry.
Yeah.
We're good.
He's going to move his 25 feet to here. Is this cliff sheer? Is it scalable, Dave?
You haven't got any special? No, it's sheer. It's
Yeah, it's 100
Okay.
foot per. So you say you've got the triangles pointing upwards. So from one set of triangles to the next is a 100-foot drop.
No, fuck that then. Okay, so I'll just I'll reduce that by 10 foot, so that's 15 foot of movement. Roll stealth
sure.
to hide and then ready action, please, Dave.
Okay, nice one. So you get advantage on this stealth. You don't need it. Yeah.
Well.
And remind me. So what are your triggers for this ready to action?
So it'll be if the dragon comes out of sight, or comes into sight, should I say, above the bridge, for me to hopefully take a pot shot with a silvered arrow at the gem in the middle of its chest.
Okay.
Or if it does sort of an AoE attack, just kind of uncanny dodge.
Sure. So after your turn, it's going to use its last legendary action. So on each of its turns, it gets 3 legendary. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Mr. Miller. Oh, no.
Yeah.
It can't. Yeah, no. It's going to take. It's going to take another legendary action, which is the last it can do until it's its turn, and it's its turn next against you. It's another tail attack. As this tail streaks at you, it's going to hit for 28 points of damage.
I'm going to use my silvery barbs again.
Okay. That is a 17 to hit. That still hits.
You haven't put mage armor on, have you?
Can I? No, I didn't. 17 to hit. Can I use? So shield would take me up. Can I use shield as a reaction to that?
You've used a reaction for silvery barbs.
Okay.
Technically.
Yeah.
Twice.
What? How many hit points?
18.
18. Yeah, bring it.
Yeah. Okay. So it's turn. It has a feature where it can recharge its breath weapon. I'm going to get you to roll it in turn. Lars, roll a d6 for me. On a 5 or a 6, it recharges its breath weapon.
No pressure, Lars.
Okay.
Yes.
1.
So,
just quickly as well, just whilst I've got you, can you still hear me breathing? I'm messing with my sensitivity.
No, it's not too bad. What?
can't.
You know where your mic is, mate? You know your mic's underneath? Move it up a bit. Move it above your nostril line.
Are you trying to say I've got a ginormous nose, Dave?
Well, I'm obsessed with it,
impossible
mate.
to put it that high.
I just want to talk about it all day.
I wasn't
Now
enjoying
it's
the
in my
heavy breathing
eyes.
down the mic. It's making me
You know how you look at the minute, Lars? You know the controllers on Star Wars that sit doing all the computers in the Death Star. You look like got one of their helmets on.
Yeah, the big black one.
Okay. Okay, so it's lost its breath away. So the dragon now is it's going to fly from underneath. It's going to fly out 10 up and land on the bridge in front of Damian.
Can I then use my reaction?
You can, mate.
It's
Yeah.
coming to line of sight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So,
you can specifically
attacking
wait
from
until
stealth.
it's next to. Oh, sorry, mate. Go on.
I'm attacking from stealth, so I get advantage. Crit. Which one?
You roll with advantage.
Roll with advantage, and I get my sneak attack because he's next to Damo.
Yes, and you get your sneak attack for two reasons. One is you're rolling with advantage, and the other one because he's next to Damian, and also next to Reman as well, obviously. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming. See you later.
Okay, so as it lands in front of Damian, it is going to use its frightful presence. Every one of you that can see it, including, in fact, Valkyn, just because you've made an attack at it, I'm going to include you in this. But as it uses its frightful, so it's going to be Reman, Damian, and Valkyn need to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
I'm gonna add my last combat superiority. I'm gonna add one of my combat superiority dice to this. I'm probably not worth it.
You are all frightened of it as its bulk and just sheer presence intimidates the living shit out of you. The frightened condition. You have disadvantage on ability checks, attack rolls, while the source of the fear is within line of sight. A creature can't willingly move closer to the source of the fear. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns. And then it's going to make 3 attacks. The first thing it's going to do is try and clamp its jaws around Damian. And it rolls.
This is why you don't fight dragons.
17.
Quite big, aren't they?
So I'm gonna use my defensive duelist, which means he misses.
Okay. And then he's going to, as he's biting, he's going to claw. A claw strikes you from the side, 23 to hit.
Yeah, that would hit.
That's 14 points of slashing damage as the second claw swings in for 22 to hit.
That's gonna hit as well.
17 points of slashing damage.
Damo's down.
Yeah.
Damo's down. Okay, in which case I'm going to change what it's going to do then. As Damian drops to the floor, this thing, you must kill me. But it doesn't move now. It's going to stay where it is. Jake, death saving throw, please. Now then, hold up. Just before you do this, I like how Tom does this. When you're rolling it, right click and just roll to Dungeon Master. So only you and me know what you've rolled.
Okay.
That's cool.
So Damian's been knocked to the floor. as Argynvost, we'll say that Argynvost has got his claw on top of Damian now, and he's roaring in defiance at you all. Theodor, what do you want to do?
Well, after that first blast, Theodor's looking a little bit shaky. If he's holding Damian down, if I was to cast a fireball on him, it's going to hit Damian soon. Oh, he's incapacitated.
Again, sorry. You could angle a fireball so it just hits Argynvost.
So they've got Reman's attached to it as well.
Yeah, you can still.
I can shimmy out of the way.
Yeah.
Just hold on to a different part of its tail.
I'm not dead yet.
I'm just going to aim for its left wing.
Yeah, that's fine, right?
So I'd step out.
Yep. So I need to make a Dex saving throw.
Dex of 16.
Rolls 10. Ooh, full damage.
Dreamy.
Come on, dude.
36 damage.
Okay.
Nice one, tasted.
Anything else?
And then he's just going to dust down his clothes and step straight back into cover.
Okay, righto. Right.
Well, can I heal myself again with bonus action?
No. Bonus action healing word you could only cast if you'd have used a cantrip.
Yeah.
So you can only cast one spell of a level per turn, unless it, yeah, but you can cast a cantrip as well as a thing.
You're a sorcerer. You can use if you've got meta magic, quicken spell.
Got meta magic, seek, twin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that 10 for you?
Ironically, I got twin, and I've not used it once. That's for me. Yeah. I'm just going to hide in this corner.
You can cast haste, can't you?
Can I cast that even if I've done not a cantrip?
No, but you've got haste memorized, haven't you?
I have got haste. Yeah.
Dave, this is after Dragonlance, isn't it?
Yeah. It's the best use. It's the best use. Right, so Irina's in the corner. She's clearly just sat behind a shield, just sat rocking forwards. What's going on? She is literally terrified. Right.
Dave is NPC.
Would you like me to attack with a...
No. I, as a player, am understandably shitting myself.
Right. Brungrik.
Theodor just be holding an arm on her arm, just being like, don't do it. Pretty bad out there.
So, Dave, how thick would you say the bridge is where the dragon is stood?
Let's say 5 feet thick.
I like it. So in theory then, I could cast the spell Stone Shape and handcuff the dragon to the bridge.
Read Stone Shape to me, mate. If you know the spell, if that's what it says, then yeah.
You touch a stone, so I've got to roll the dice here, but you touch a stone object of medium size or smaller, or a section of stone more than 5 feet in any dimension, and form it into any shape that suits your purpose. So, for example, you could shape a large rock into a weapon, idol, or coffer, or make a small passage through a wall, as long as the wall is less than 5 feet thick. So what I'm thinking is, sort of would snake round and sort of handcuff him, so he can't then fly off, so he's then permanently attached to the bridge.
Yeah. Is there a DC involved, or is there a hit involved?
No. I am really playing fast and loose with the spell here. I think because usually it's meant to create doorways or seal doorways, whereas I'm doing it my way, as I always do with spells.
Sure. So what I'd probably apply to this is a DC for him to break out of it or to dodge it. Is it a cantrip?
No, it's a 4th level spell, dude.
Oh.
My only 4th level spell slot.
Read it to me again then, because oh well, no, I mean,
You touch a stone object of medium size or smaller, or a section of stone more than 5 feet in any dimension, and form it into any shape that suits your purpose. Then it just gives examples. You can shape a stone door or its frame to seal shut. You can create a tunnel. So in theory, then the way you could say it would be that I would open a hole so his foot fell through, to then hold him there.
you know what? Yep, I'll give you that. It's trapped.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the problem is I have to be here to do it.
Okay.
Oh
So
god,
he runs
let's not lose
forward.
the healer.
Touches the ground in front of the dragon, opens the hole, foot falls through, seals it up a little bit, traps his limb there,
Sure.
and then prays to Pelor
You have to stay there the whole time.
until I can move. Yeah, because it's not a concentration spell. It's done. That's permanent.
Cool. Excuse me.
Okay.
So the only way it can be done is if somebody else casts Stone Shape to do whatever.
Right. So what? Just yeah. Okay. So you've trapped you've trapped one back leg and one front leg. I'm not going to take attacks off it though. I'm not going to, but it's trapped.
Okay.
Anything else from you?
No. There's nothing else I can really do as a bonus action.
Praying, are
No.
you? Praying to God.
I'm basically like, oh shit.
Okay. So it's gonna use its legendary action. It's gonna use a legendary action. So that's pointless doing. Yeah. So it's gonna make a tail attack on Brungrik.
Okay.
The tail
Could I use
snakes out.
reaction? We're seeing this.
Say again. Sorry.
Could I use a reaction with him attacking Brungrik?
Yeah. It depends, but yeah,
Could I do Blood Curse of the Eyeless?
it's a reaction that. Remind me, I did read it earlier.
Basically, it's Blood Curse of the Eyeless. I roll a d6, and it's subtracted from the creature's attack roll.
Yeah, if you want to. It rolled 28.
I got a 6.
22.
Well, hang on. Can it be blinded?
Nope.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, 19 points of bludgeoning damage.
I tried that. I tried.
No, I appreciate it, dude. I was going to use my Warden Flare on it, but it can't be blinded.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. Miller, Reman's turn.
He's feeling pretty battered. Reman's not in a good shape. And he was thinking, to hell with this, and he was going to go out with a blaze of glory, but he would take everyone out with him. So he's going to cast a firebolt at the dragon's head from where he is.
Okay.
If he's successful, he's going to try and retreat from the dragon.
Right. So at the minute, the dragon's kind of trapped. You're still clinging from underneath it. You're right next to the ground. The ground is sort of dropping distance away from you, so you just let go and you'd land on the bridge.
Yeah. So
Did you want?
The plan is almost to sort of like let go, drop onto the bridge, launch a firebolt at the dragon's head, roll out and scarper to a bit of safety.
Okay.
Before he completely dies.
Okay. So what I'll give you then? So you drop to the floor there. Make your attack roll with your firebolt then.
Okay. 11.
Yeah, no, that's going to miss.
Yeah. Okay, so with that, he's going to make an attempt to get out of the any sort of attack range.
Okay, so you with your movement, then how far can you get? As soon as you get out of reach, it's going to make an opportunity attack against you. So you
Yeah.
go where you want.
Okay. Where's my?
Might need to move it for you, actually. Let me start you off. So 5. That's
J-
10
yeah,
feet to
just-
there. Hang fire there. 10 feet. It's
Yeah,
going to try and
go for that.
bite you is 24 to hit.
That's a hit,
17 points of piercing damage.
and I fall to the floor in 2 pieces.
Okay. That is, it's as Reman throws this firebolt as he's running back, the jaws snap, drag him about, throw him against the wall as Reman now collapses to the floor unconscious. Takes us to Barwolf's turn.
Is that shadow at the end of the bridge still doing nothing?
The shadow's now disappeared, it's not there.
Okay. I'm gonna stick my head out and say like to here. I'm gonna have a couple of pop shots at it with my bow again.
Sure.
I'm gonna use me Bloodseeker arrows again, I think, just for the advantage.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a 5 to
Yep.
the hit. Oh, balls. That's the first one that misses. Have a go again.
Yeah.
That misses as well.
Dude, I think you need to drop the sharpshooter and just go for the hit.
Yeah. It's more the extra 10 points of damage you get into it.
Yeah. Because that'd have been 2 hits there.
Yeah. Tell you what, I'll drop back. I'll bonus action. Second wind.
Sure. Okay.
Get something back.
So it's going to use another legendary action. Tail. Wait a minute, when's its turn? Nope. It is now going to use its, as it's trapped, as Brungrik's trapped it, you can see its wings, but it's going to use its wing attack. 10 feet. What's going to happen is Damian and Reman fly back 10 feet. Right, now I'm not going to be overly harsh. All I'm going to say is your inert forms for Damian and Reman are being knocked around. You both get 1 fail on a death saving throw. Brungrik, roll dexterity saving throw, please. You take 15 points of bludgeoning damage as you were knocked prone. I beg your pardon. You in fact, no, yeah. Okay, so you're prone. You've taken your damage. Its wing attack says that it can fly up to half its flying speed, which it can't because you've trapped it with your stone skin. Stone touch. Stone. That one.
Got there.
So that's all of its legendary actions this turn. Valkyn.
Don't I get pushed back?
Okay.
No, so it doesn't push you back. That's not part of the effect.
So, do I have to be next to somebody to give them a potion or two?
Yeah, you have to be, yeah, or use your lay on hands.
And melee on hands. Alex. Okay. And I can't move towards it because I'm frightened.
Correct.
Up with my. Right. In which case, I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire.
Yep.
Head dragon. So you need to make a dex saving throw, Dave.
Okay. Does it not hit if...
I'll read it out to you. Each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in blue, green, or violet light, your choice. Any creature in the area, when the spell is cast, is also outlined in light. If it fails the dexterity saving throw. For the duration, objects and affected creatures shed dim light in a 10-foot radius. Any attack rolls against an affected creature or object has advantage if the attacker can see it.
Yep. So it has legendary resistances. It's something else we've not come across before or have not used. It failed its saving throw, so it's going to use one of its 3 legendary resistances to pass the legendary resistance, so it doesn't work.
Oh, shit bollocks. Right, okay.
Fucking dragon. It's a fucking dragon.
Everyone that's been frightened so far, though, would get a what's the name, wouldn't they? Against it, they like once it's the end of the go, they get a roll to unfrightened.
Yeah, I've taken it, well, because it was 3 of you. 2 of you are currently unconscious, so I've taken it off you. Yeah. So that was your action, Mr. Johnson.
So can I bonus action roll to be unfrightened, Dave? Or
Sorry. Yeah.
It's an automatic roll at the end of your turn, so it's an automatic. You can do your bonus action for something else if you wanted.
okay. So I'll bonus action hide, please.
Sure. And then you can roll your wisdom saving throw again. Yeah, no, so you're still frightened. That's your turn. That takes it to its turn. It's trapped. There's not much it can do. Right, who's next? Jake, roll a d6 for me, please, to see if it gets its breath weapon back.
Come on, Jake.
3.
Doesn't get it back. It is, however, going to take 3 attacks at Brungrik with advantage. First attack, bite, 25.
Yeah.
20 points of damage. Second attack, claw, 23.
Yeah.
15 points of damage. Last attack, 27.
Yeah.
16 points of slashing damage.
And I stop breathing.
Fucking hell.
Well, I'm bleeding out.
Shiza.
Right. Real crunch time now. Okay. Know where you are then, Jake?
Yeah.
So that's your death saving throw done. That takes us to Theodor.
Who's left? Who's alive?
3 of you still up.
The others.
As your party members, you would all know this, as your party members are making death saving throws, you don't know the condition that they're in. If they get to 3 negatives, if they fail 3 death saving throws, their character is dead permanently, unless you can resurrect them.
And I don't think we've got Revivify.
I have fine.
What's their saving throw?
So basically, a death saving throw. You have 3 attempts at rolling a d20. 10 or higher is a pass. Natural 20 is 2 saves. A natural 1 is 2 fails. You fail 3 times,
What?
you're dead. If you pass 3 times, you stabilize.
We've already got one failure.
If anyone gets healed, so if you would use healing word on somebody, that would cancel it out. They'd immediately go up to, let's say you roll 4 points of healing, they'll have 4 hit points.
I'm just looking at ways I could try and help. Would haste help? Because that's advantage, but only on dex savings.
Not
It
at
may
this
help.
point. It may help eventually, especially if you twin cast it. So you could cast twin
Haste on 2
cast.
people.
Twin cast says a single target spell. You can twin cast it and cast it on 2
Yeah.
targets. So you can haste people for 2 people.
I did think when we started this fight, rather than shiting my and healing myself and running in, I probably should have casted haste. But Theodor's a bit of a he looks out for no one.
But if you still, if you know a certain spell, healing spell as a target of 1 is twinned,
Yeah, it's pretty good. But I can't cast healing word on you until you're alive, can I? Got to save yourself
No,
first.
you can. You can cast healing word on somebody when
if
they're
you
down, and it just bring them back to that
it
number
will,
of hit
yeah,
points.
it will cancel out the death saving throws.
Oh, okay. I thought you had to pass your death saving throw and then.
Any healing
Cool. Well,
instantly brings
we'll do
stabilizes and heals.
we'll do that then. So, Meta Magic Twin spell, and I'll cast it on Brungrik because he's a cleric, and Damian.
Okay.
Sorry, Reman, but you did kind of get yourself into that, attaching yourself to the back of a dragon.
Okay, so what level are you casting it at?
Well, I've done both my 4 levels, so it'd have to be level 3.
Okay. So roll your hit points for both. So first one
Sorry,
is
I'm just marking.
Brungrik. Second one is Damian.
I think. Well, we just have. I can wait for the dice to go off because they're over the top of 10 and 13. I can use favored by gods and roll 2d4 and add it to the total outcome as well.
Okay.
The saving. Oh, that's well. It says a saving throw or a missed attack roll. Does that count as well? Well, I can't do that then. Cool. Yeah. So 10 and 13. And obviously,
Okay.
I'd have stood here, cast it, and then back in.
Sure. Well, that's because healing word's a bonus action. Your meta magic is a part of how you cast the spell, so you've still got an action left, which in theory you can
I'll
use a
cast
cantrip.
Firebolt.
Sure. Roll to hit.
Yeah. 25.
This round is Theodor so far. MVP. Roll your damage.
And
Being
this,
solid.
because this guy's causing us a lot of trouble, I will now use Favored by the Gods to add 2d4 to the attack.
That's
Is
to
that
hit.
right?
You've already hit. So yeah, if you miss, then you can add it. Right. So duck yourself back in. Irina's gonna. In fact, I'm gonna remove her from the combat tracker because it's absolutely pointless of being there. She is literally shitting herself.
Just as a question, did you say that we got knocked back when he did that wing attack?
You didn't. Yeah, no, I read that wrong. It wasn't knocked back. And unfortunately not. So Brungrik, your turn. You're prone.
Yeah. Right. I'm going to do what I thought of doing. So he is going to drag his shield over his body, and he's going to cast Radiance of the Dawn. Because if I stand up, I'm going to take an AOO. So that's fucking pointless. So I need a DC 16 con save.
Sam, I am.
31.
That's fine. So he's going to take half damage.
Okay.
Plus 7 to this. So that's 18 points of radiant damage.
But half of that.
But half, so 9 points of
So
radiant
9.
damage.
Yeah.
And then as a bonus action, I'm going to am I going to? Yes. Bonus action, cast Healing Word on Reman
Wonderful.
at first level
Yeah. Yeah.
for 8 points of healing.
Okay.
So he's took a breath, pulled his shield over, blasted him as best as he can while he's casting Healing Word on Reman, seeing that he's the furthest back, potentially can get up and get out of the way.
Yeah.
Thank you very
movement?
much.
Does crawling cause an attack of opportunity?
Yep.
Yeah. No, he's just going to stay as he is then.
Are you going to stand
Hide
up?
under his shield. Well, no, because that's going to incur an attack of opportunity.
You're not moving
No,
out
you can
of
stand
the
up.
attack range, are you?
Oh, I'll stand up then. It might be
Yeah.
Pathfinder I'm confusing myself with.
Okay.
Did that radiant
Okay.
damage
So
hurt, Dave?
it did exactly what you would expect it to do. It didn't do any more.
Okay.
However, it is. Let me think. Since its turn, it's not used any of its legendaries this turn, so it's going to use one now for its tail attack against Brungrik.
Yeah. Yeah.
22.
Yeah.
19 damage.
And he's down again.
Bloody hell. Theodor's going to pop his head out, like, for fuck's sake.
But it was either I cast Shield of Faith or get Reman back up, and Reman
You
back up
did
seemed the logical choice.
For what it's
Yeah.
worth, you did the right
You did the
thing.
noble thing.
So it's Reman's turn now, you're
doesn't
not
like Reman.
within opportunity range, but you are prone, so it takes half of your movement to stand up. So after you stand up, you've got 15 feet of movement left, and you can now move away and do what you want. That's some serious thinking, Miller.
Pick your most powerful spell and smack it
And
in the goddamn
hit it.
face with it.
You're all too close.
If it's Fireball, drop it behind it.
Oh, yeah, I could do.
Definitely
Yeah.
don't attach yourself to it again.
And the other thing I'll say to you is it is trapped. It cannot move. It's trapped in stone.
So you
Yeah.
smack it with the best thing you've got and then duck for cover. That was the whole plan. Was if I
I'll-
could get it stuck, we could just literally hide and pop out and hit it.
I'll drop an F-bomb behind it then, and then.
So its dexterity saving throw is 24, so
15.
it passes. Yeah, it passes.
So that's half damage then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Oh,
30.
15, 19, 15, 17.
17.
Okay. It's ticking away. Any movement?
Yeah, I'm going to drop back a little bit.
Yeah. 5'10". Yeah, staying there.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
There's a boom.
Is it what?
Get out of the way. Get out of the way.
Yeah, I've moved now, haven't
Um,
Andy, I thought you served in the army, mate. Come on.
you know what, mate? I'm just going to put you there, Miller.
I? All right.
Right. So all I'm thinking is, Jake.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume. In fact, I'll once I've asked you this question, it's going to be quite obvious. As you've regained consciousness, this dragon's still above you. Would Damian be like, "Oh shit, there's a dragon," or would you be trying to be as still as humanly possible?
Still as humanly possible.
Right, roll stealth.
Oh, it's an 8. Fuck's sake, man. My dice.
Sorry,
roll-
bud.
You have
Yeah, it's
some stinkers.
yeah, it's going to use its one of its legendary actions for its tail to strike towards you. 21.
I'm gonna own. Oh fuck, man. I don't think it's gonna work. I think it's just above the threshold for it. Yeah. 21's gonna hit.
11 points of damage.
Okay.
Are you down again?
No.
Okay. Barwolf.
Come on, Luke.
I'll stick my head out again.
Yeah.
Hello there.
Hello there.
And I'll have another couple of shots at it. So I'm just going to keep using the Bloodseeker arrows, Dave, just for the advantage, so I know I can hit it.
Sure.
I'm not going to declare the 5 this time. I'm just going to have a go.
Okay. You've still got your fire damage going, though, haven't you?
Yeah, 25 to
Okay.
hit.
25 hits.
So that's 10 plus 5, so 15.
Real. Second arrow.
Second arrow, same again, same arrow. 22.
Yes.
13 plus
Nice.
5. So
Nice.
18. Nice round, mate. Nice round.
Move back. I
Yeah.
don't think, off the top of my head, I'm still getting my head around the character, there's nothing more I can do for bonus action.
Could you not action surge again?
No,
No, I've
you
only got
get
one, so I'll have one. No, there's nothing more I can do.
Okay. Valkyn.
So I can't roll my saving throw at the start of turn, can I?
No.
At the end. Okay, so I'm going to move to here. Bonus action hide.
Hold on. You're going to move opposite side, bonus action, hide. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Your ability checks are with disadvantage, but you've got your cloak, so it's just a flat roll for stealth.
14.
Sees you.
Excuse me. Fine. I'll just take a shot with my crossbow. That's it, please.
Okay, that's going to be with disadvantage because you're frightened of it.
Mm. Just forget it. Forget it.
Wisdom save. Okay.
I'm going to go to bed.
Do you not have any? Is your wisdom a +0?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Whose turn is it? Mr. Miller, just roll a d6 for me, please. See if the dragon gets its breath weapon back. It's starting to look ropey. It's starting. Or
Some
doesn't
bits
get
on
his breath weapon back. So now,
Just as well we're rolling crap, isn't it?
Yeah. So as yeah. It's now above Damian, and its face is right in Damian's face. It's right up to you as it says, "Must kill me. You must kill this form." But it will also say, "The power is in the heart inside Castle Ravenloft. Destroy the heart." But it is now pretty much going to murder Damian. Bite attack. Well, first of all, it's going to use its frightful presence again. So anyone that can now. So it's just Damian. Wisdom save for Damian.
Come
Come on, Jay.
Don't think it matters, to be honest with you, because he's
18.
passed. So you're not frightened of it. However, it's got 3 attacks.
I'm going to go down.
Yeah.
See you later.
First attack is 18.
So I'll use my reaction to block it.
Okay. Second attack is crit.
See you later. Good night, guys.
Yeah, so that's
Least you went
23
down
slash
strong.
23 slashing.
Yeah.
Okay. So it has a claw attack left, which it is going to take. And I'm now going to roll 50-50. It's Brungrik. As you're on the floor, its claws pierce through you, which is because you're unconscious. It's an automatic critical hit, so that's
But I'm
2.
wearing adamantine armor, so it cancels out the crit.
Wicked. So that's 1 death saving throw. Well, that's 1 fail on your death saving throw. Crit would have been 2 fails.
Yep.
Jake, death saving throw, please.
Yep. For any times for a nat 20. Oh, that'll do.
Nice poker face. Lars, Theodor's turn.
Theodor's just going to stand back, crack his knuckles, come out and repeat the process.
Okay.
This is going to spend most of his sorcery points, but you only live once, or in Damian and Brungrik's life. It's a few times. But yeah, so I'm going to cast cantrip first, because the firebox last time.
Okay.
14. Sure.
That misses, but you can add your dice to it if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll do favoured by the gods on this, so I'll just add a 2d4. Just do.
Come on, Lars. Oh, it's still not
3.
enough. Yep.
Disgusting. So then, yeah. Just when I'm casting twin spell, it doesn't mean I'm having to use 2 of that spell, does it?
No.
2 casts. It's just 1 cast. So I'll cast that twice.
So Brungrik gets 14. Damian, 13.
That'll do. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're doing well here, Lars.
Theodor's going to cast those 2 heals off, just knocking them out of the park. And then he's just going to give them both a wink and say he can only do it at level 2 next time, so it won't be quite as good.
MVP, though. So you're going to move back in.
Yeah.
Right. After your turn, the dragon's going to use its wing attack, which is 2 actions. So Brungrik and Damian need to make a dexterity saving throw.
That's a 20.
Damian pass it. Oh, no, sorry, you don't.
Oh, I thought
You
it would.
20?
Yeah, no, you don't pass.
Oh, I have 1 superiority. Oh, you told me. Fuck's sake.
What?
I literally have 1 last combat superiority dice left I could have used, but because you've told me the outcome, it doesn't matter.
You wouldn't have used it anyway. You'd have settled on a 20, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You both take 12 points of damage. And you are, it says not prone, but you're already prone on you. That was a poor damage roll.
Thank fuck for that.
Theodor's going to pop his head round and just like wipe his brow again.
Just as a question, does that air gust from the dragon's wings count as the incoming projectile?
No. Nice try. Sam, Brungrik.
Brungrik will stand up.
Yeah.
That Brungrik came in so strong with such a good move, holding it into the ground, and then he's just got battered about 5 times.
No, well, I'm saying because I'm saying Theodor MVP, but if Brungrik hadn't have done that, he'd have just been flying underneath and then just using his breath weapon.
Yeah,
that was my thought. Was that needed to happen? Otherwise, this combat would have gone absolutely terribly.
But you also know it's got 1 legendary action left. It's got 1 tail attack left.
Yeah.
Until its turn.
So it takes half my movement
To stand.
Well, I have 25 feet of movement, so are we rounding down or rounding up? How much?
Always down.
Left? Okay, so I've got 10 feet
you got
left.
10.
I'm sorry, Jake. I'm going to be a bit jack here. I'm going to, at 3rd level, cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Sure.
For 20 points of healing.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to move that 10 feet back.
Okay, so you move forwards. It's going to take its opportunity attack.
Yeah. I'm kind of, yeah, okay.
It's going to bite you for 21 to hit.
Yeah.
25 points of damage.
That just puts me down again. I don't get to move either, do I?
Yeah. You can move to there because you have to move out of its range for it to get an opportunity attack. So you're there and down.
Okay.
Even if you'd cured wounds before you moved, would you be down?
Yeah.
Oh,
because I only had, because after the wing attack, I had 2 hit points left, healed for 20, because I only got healed for 14 and took 12. So I had 2 left, healed for 20, which made 22. I was hoping would be enough to get me the 10 feet back.
Yeah. That's a shame. So that's your turn done. At the end of your turn, it's now only got 1 target for its tail attack, which is going to be Damian. This is its last legendary move. Rolls 15.
Oh, 15 is going to miss.
What was
Thank
that?
fuck for that.
That was 2. Rolled a 2.
Thank Jesus. Plus 13.
Yeah, but that's what I was hoping for, like a hit like that, so I could then keep you up.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
obviously...
So that takes us to Reman.
Reman's gonna poke his head out, drop another F-bomb behind the dragon,
Nice.
and see if he's any better.
So Dex save fails, but he's going to use the second legendary resistance to pass this because he's looking ropey. So he will pass. Take half.
Okay.
Uh,
16.
32, 15, 16. Correct. Yes. Okay. And then duck your head back again. Right.
Yeah.
Barwolf.
Dave, what would I need to do to drag Brungrik in this room?
If you used your 5, you can do it for free.
Yeah.
If you use your action.
My action, because obviously, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Just kill it. Just
And probably adding a bit of flavour to it as well. Could I bonus action and turn into my hybrid form?
Sure. Yeah.
So obviously turn into my werewolf form, and then drag Brungrik into this room where I am.
Yep. So.
Cool. Sweet.
Valkyn.
Right, so I'm still Can you hear me all right? Yeah. So, my earphones have run out of battery. So I'm going to bonus action steady aim. Does that cancel out the disadvantage of being frightened, Dave?
Yeah, it makes it a flat roll as opposed to a disadvantage.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just going to take a pot shot with my bonus action steady aim and then take a shot with my crossbow.
Okay.
Or a natural.
Just not having the rolls, are we?
We've literally rolled the worst shit
I
possible.
think this has been the worst session for rolls. For us.
Theodor's had
Really?
great rolls. Theodor's been all right. Look at the Jew.
Lewis, roll a d6 for me, please. See if Argenvost gets his breath weapon back.
Come on, dude. Nice.
You've done well with that. However, how many hit points are you on, Jake?
Enough.
Enough.
Enough that he's breathing.
Right. So Argenvost has got 3 attacks against you. So we need to be careful here, mate. First attack with advantage because you're prone. Where are you on the order?
I've literally sit right behind Argenvost, so every time he attacks me, he puts me down, which then means I miss my go.
Yeah.
29 to hit you.
Yeah.
20 damage.
Okay.
Second attack. 16.
Fails.
Really? Okay. Last attack with advantage. 19.
He's going to hit.
16 points of damage.
Okay. So he's down and he's failed one of his death saves, if that's... Is that how we're doing it, or are we doing... He went down after the first attack.
You went down after the first attack, so you failed 2 death saves.
No, so he went down on the first attack, then you rolled again against him, which wouldn't have met his AC on the 16. But does it automatically count as a crit?
Yeah. It does.
So yeah, two death saves then.
Right, your turn. Death save.
Oh Lord!
I'm gonna roll it to everybody because Damian's dead.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Carry on the fight. Damian's not dead.
Theodor.
Can I use some power to help on death saving?
Just blow the cunt out of the water. Just fucking kill him.
Get me back up.
Sad. Yeah, I'll get. Well,
There's
my plan was
nothing
always to just do exactly the same as I've done for the last
Yeah.
like 3 turns. So
Damian's now done for the rest of the fight. We can save him after. We need to get me back up.
So I'll do a firebolt first, and then
Yeah, roll
bonus.
to hit.
I'll heal. Yeah.
Jake, I need you to check what's in the bag of
Natural
holding
20.
for me.
But the dragon.
That's 4d10 damage. Seems pretty good. Okay, and then you're going to heal.
Then obviously
Brungrik.
my guy Brungi gonna get a heal. Sorry, so just slide. It's not going to be a great
Doesn't
heal.
matter. That's enough. Thank you.
I can give you a bit more if you really need it. I could always use empowered healing and use a sorcery point to re-roll that 1.
Dude, it's fine, honestly.
Okay, so
Sweet.
Theodor, you took
Well-
yourself back in. Brungrik's turn.
So Brungrik will stand up. I've just got to be careful what spells I use now. Can't use them. So I'm going to 2nd level cure wounds on myself.
Yep.
For 10.
15.
And then just side step there.
Okay.
Sorry, 15.
So it can't use, and it's pointless using any of its legendary actions. Reman. I think you're on mute, Andy, if you...
I'll duck out, do another F-bomb, and duck back in again.
Okay. So it fails its saving throw, so that's all of its legendary resistance is gone. Your damage is
30.
15, yeah. Okay, so it's now, you're talking, there's chunks of flesh, well, bone, flying away from Argynvost as he's saying, yes, kill me. Barwolf.
So Barwolf's going to use his bonus action to change back into human form.
Yep.
And he's going to stick his head out again. And he's going to have a couple of pot shots again with his Bloodseeker arrows.
Okay.
22.
22 hits.
12 plus 1, so 13.
Yeah.
And then same again. Oh, that was wanked. 13.
13 misses. Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
Valkyn.
Yeah, bonus action, steady aim, Dave.
Go for it.
The shot with crossbow.
Come on, mate.
Come on.
Not enough.
Forget it.
Wisdom save.
Come on.
Not enough. Mr. Johnson. Right. It can't move. It can't do anything. Sam, roll d6 for me, please.
Don't you let us down.
Oh, for fuck's sake. You had to say it, Lars, didn't you? You just had to say it.
I felt it was coming. I just felt it in my bones.
Don't feel your bones.
So it has its breath weapon back, but none of you are within range and it can't move. Damian's down. Theodor, your turn.
So Damian's been down for 1 round. So 6 seconds so far, yeah?
You and Theodor.
Nukem Rico.
Rico
out.
Roughnecks.
Still my favourite movie that is of all time.
Is it? It's a good film.
Starship Troopers.
I love it.
is
Yeah.
good.
And the book, if you've ever read the book, it's amazing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Look
So
it on
much
my
better
list.
than the movie.
Wow. Yeah. Standard. Come on, Lars.
I'll do. I'm just gonna do Firebolt again and then heal. Who else just took hits?
No, go for the damage, dude. Kill it.
Take it down.
Do a.
Delete it.
I could do like a real Hail Mary, you know, run over, inflict wounds.
Tried it. It doesn't work.
It's resistant to necrotic.
Oh yeah, it's Necromancer. Sorry, I'm just trying to decide to do the damage. Used all my 4th and 3rd level spells, so yeah, I'm gonna just do a Firebolt
Go for it.
most damage.
This is.
Shite. I could use my. I'm going to use my last 2 sorcery points to re-roll.
Just have a basic, don't I?
Just take it off.
Sorry.
It says to re-roll a d20 and then you just reuse it. Shall I just press the cast button again?
Yeah.
So 21
hits.
on 19.
How do you want to kill it?
Tell me the good news, Dave. So he's going to come out. He's just going to start circulating his staff. His other hand just fire a firebolt out, and then just look around to the rest of the group and just give him a quick salute, and then still step back into cover just in case it wasn't dead.
No, it crumbles. It crumbles to the ground, and as it's crumbling, it's as it's speaking to you in this sort of mad, crazed voice. It just says, "Oh, God. Peace, peace. I cannot thank you enough. In Castle Ravenloft there is a heart. You must destroy the heart to destroy Strahd. Take my skull back to..." And then it just crumbles as the skull lands in front of you, and then the green gem just ting, 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 ting.
The Brungrik runs out, runs over to Damian, shoves his hand into the bag of holding, pulls out the diamond that's in there, and casts Revivify on Damian.
Okay. Well,
With my last remaining 3rd level spell slot.
Okay. Now this, I'm gonna. What I want you to do, Jake, is I just want you to roll d20 for me.
Jake, make it.
Okay. You sense as Damian passes to the Vale, you enter the mists of Barovia, and all around you are the dead and the souls that have died in Barovia that are unable to escape. And you hear a voice next to you, and it's the abbot. And the abbot will say, "Continue on your path. Your time is not now. Your friend is coming. You must persevere. Good luck." and then you wake up all of a sudden. So what I'm going to do, this will be evident if we move forwards, depending on where we go. I'm not counting that as a character death for Damian, but you did need the Revivify to get back on your feet. So, all around you, the snow is swirling. You've found somewhere now that you need to rest and recuperate. Reman goes through the process of preparing the ritual as you all long rest and progress to level 9. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Oi, oi.
Dragon fight at level 9.
Level 9.
This, you are not going to get any more levels out of me in Barovia, just so you're aware. Okay.
Okay.
Twin Spell was an absolute lifesaver in that fight then. I think that's honestly the best thing I've got.
Twin Spell and Haste, dude.
Yeah, well, I could have casted haste on that first round of combat on Damian, and I just forgot. Instead, I just healed myself and got behind a wall.
Well, this is where we're getting to. How the rest of the game is going to go is more sort of classic Dungeons and Dragons-y. Just so you know, you're going to have to learn to play your character classes because Strahd is coming at you. I mean, I didn't really hold back with Argynvost. Strahd's coming at you, so you need to be ready. Shall we roll hit dice now before we all disappear?
Theodor, he wasn't staying in that first breath that he did anyway. Almost killed me.
Yeah, you got lucky, mate. That was a really poor roll from me, but
3 HP.
Yeah. Right, Mr. Miller, you going leveling wizard?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can have. If you roll D6, I've rolled a 2. So whatever. If you roll higher than that, you can take that for your hit dice.
2.
Oh, roll again then. Oh, I rolled a 6. So don't roll a 6, and then you can take that.
So I don't roll a 6.
Yeah, no.
Two again.
So add 6 to your rolled hit points. Lars, you going to Sorcerer?
Yes.
Yeah. So I've rolled another 6 for you, mate. So if you go to custom roll a D6. So you can add 6 as well for your next level. Jake? Oh, I think you're on mute, dude.
Struggling to figure out as to whether I take one in fighter or whether I take one in monk.
I'll come back to you then, Mr. Johnson. Paladin?
Yeah.
Yep. Right. I'll roll D10. I've only rolled a 2.
What am I rolling?
D10.
D10.
Oh, come on, then.
4.
4. So that's 4 hit points. You know what you're doing, Luke?
Fighter.
Fighter. So D10. I've rolled an 8 for you, mate.
7.
Okay, 8 it is. Sam?
Cleric.
Of course, it has to be Cleric.
Has to be.
I've rolled a 7 for you, mate.
Is it a D8?
Yeah.
Oh, I got 8. Joe,
That's
do
the
you ever
first
gonna roll
positive one
my-
we've had. How do I add these hit points?
So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll
Do I have
finish.
to go into the builder?
Yeah. Right. So we'll pick this up from pretty much where we are next time.